What up, people? What's good? Salute.
Yes, sir.
Yo, what's good, everybody? Salute to the tribe. We're hip hop and comics and hip hop. We're a niche channel. We're a niche channel. And reserved for the best is super dope. I do sell comics. Check me out on Instagram at 6th_element_comic. Yeah, what's good, everybody? Sixth Element of Hip Hop. I am your host, Reno Noir, and we have two co-hosts today. We got Spade and Stu Dog in the building. And
What up?
shout out to the chat. Stu, what's up, homie?
What's going on?
Black and Critical in the building. Yo, peace. What's good, man?
Yo.
Shout out to the people. So yeah, we got a lot of stuff to unpack today. A lot of cool shit about Black Adam to talk about. We got some crazy Ezra Miller to talk about. And we got some, and we even got some Tupac Igloo coolers to talk about. Well, it's going down. We got all kinds of eclectic topics today.
You heard?
Yeah. Who is this? This is not nobody. What's this? Tracker GG Valorant profile cover. Season overview. Season all. Yeah, we don't know what that is. KYU. But yeah. And another one. All right.
That's
a Twitch. A Twitch viewer. This is somebody on Twitch talking to us. I forget sometimes that we broadcast on Twitch and
at the same time.
Yeah, Twitter, I think. But yeah, I forget those. But yeah, so what's up, guys? What do y'all know about Black Adam in the building right now?
Well, let's talk about Black Adam. Well, first of all, before we even get to Black Adam, we gotta address Dark Crisis. We gotta address the Dark Crisis issue, man. In the issue, Beast Boy bites the bullet. Whole Justice League bites the bullet. Deathstroke kills Beast Boy. And this is spoiler alert for any of you guys out there. You know what I mean? But I'm kind of helping you out too. Because if you didn't have time to read it, I read it for you. You know what I mean? I did the whole thing for you. So the question is, at the end of the comic, I keep it simple. Basically, you got Connor Kent running around after they had a memorial for the Justice League, asking the question of well, not even asking, but they're asking the readers the question, who should lead the new Justice League and who should it consist of? So they do like a homage after the funeral, because Black Adam, well, let's just take it back. Black Adam, wakes up from his, from being incapacitated after he watched the whole Justice League die. And before they have the funeral, they have who you got left. You got Nightwing, you got Wally West, and they're all fighting all these villains. They're coming out of nowhere. And they're like, man, we keep fighting these guys. We keep fighting. What's up? So then Green Lantern comes from nowhere, and he's all cool. He's like, listen, I go on vacation, and y'all just let the world go to hell. What's going on? So they tell him what happens, and he's like, I don't believe it. And he was like, well, who's your source? They take him to the Hall of Justice. They show him Black Adam. Green Lantern's like, whoa. Hal Jordan's like, this dude has tried to kill us how many times? And you guys, and this is who you trusting? Like I don't know if I can do that. I don't. So he says, look, y'all gonna have to do an investigation. Y'all gonna have to look at the evidence and see what happened. So Black Adam tells him, like, look, I've lived a long time, and as long as I've lived, I've never seen anything like I've seen when I saw the Justice League just dissipate in the dust. I've never seen that before.
Right.
And so if Black Adam is scared of what's coming, then you better be scared.
I'm scared shit.
Yeah. So they have the memorial. Some villains pay their respects from a rooftop from afar. All the heroes are there. Then Jonathan Kent starts asking, well, who's going to, we need to form a new Justice League. We got to do something, because now you got these villains taking their shot. Everybody's shooting their shot now to be the number one in town. So they go and they deal with the baddies and they do what they got to do. So then he goes to Brazil, and you got Wonder Girl there fighting some type of fire demon, and the fire demon's like, "Look, they're coming, they're coming."
Yeah.
And then Jonathan Kent, he helps her destroy the demon. He asks her, "What's up? Like, I'm taking up the man on Superman. You need to take up the man on Wonder Woman." And she tells him, like, "Listen, I just got the mantle of Wonder Girl. How am I even gonna fill the shoes of Wonder Woman? Like, I literally just became Wonder Girl. So how am
Right.
I gonna be Wonder Woman?"
Right.
So she says, so Jonathan Kent's like, "Well, listen, I'm doing it. Why can't you?" She's like, those are two big shoes to fill. Let me fill my role as Wonder Girl first, and then we'll get to that." And she
Right.
leaves on her winged horse, looking all good and beautiful and everything like that in the Amazon forest. But that's another conversation. Yeah.
Oh.
So he starts asking the question, let's form a new Justice League. So he goes and he starts asking. They did a little montage like they did in what was that? The last X-Men movie where they were asking everybody to join, and they get the Logan. He's like, hell no. So they did a little montage like that where
Mhm.
you know they show him just going from person to person, good or bad, asking him to join. And then some were like no, some were like yes, some were like Wolverine. They were like hell no. And
Right.
finally he comes up with Blue Beetle, Nightwing. I mean not Nightwing. He comes up with Blue Beetle, Damian Wayans, Frankenstein, Supergirl, Aqualad, Booster Gold.
Bottom of the barrel, EG. You scraping the
Mhm.
crack.
that's his right. That's his new Justice League.
Yeah,
That's what he
sound like
came out
Suicide
with.
Squad.
Right.
Right.
Like everybody he asked, that's what he came out with. So he's like, this is what I got, this is the new Justice League. But now they're asking the question of who will lead the new Justice League? Who's gonna be the new leader? Um,
Who's the new
who's gonna take him
Superman?
into like who's gonna be the new Superman? Who's gonna take him onto the next level? But in the
I
beginning of the
wonder.
comic, in the beginning of the comic, that's where the joy and I say the brilliance of the writing is because in the beginning of the comic, Robin, he's Nightwing, he's talking to himself and he sounds like Superman the way he's talking. Like, he's asking the right questions. He's putting it out there like, he's telling about how when his parents died, how Batman let him took up the mantle of Robin, how he worked out of the darkness, to make sure that the light stayed lit, things like that. Like it was a real heartwarming speech that he gave in the beginning, man. And he
Hmm.
sounded like a leader. Like he sounded like a leader. Like
Right.
he asked the questions that Superman would always ask, man. And so,
He's probably
you
the
know,
the most seniority on the team. Like he's probably the biggest veteran on the squad. Seems
as of right
he's
now,
been
yeah,
around longer than anybody. Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Who
because
was
he
that?
goes, he's
Superman or
who?
Black Adam?
No,
No,
we
talking
talking about
about
Nightwing.
Nightwing.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah.
Yeah, because he
Yeah.
talks about, Night. He starts off. He says, he talks about, like my parents died. He was just saying like my whole world was shaking up. Like, he was like, I hid in the darkness, to fight the darkness and to keep the light lit. And he talks about Batman, how Batman took him under his wing and taught him everything he knew. He embraced all that and stood for those same values and things of that nature. And it was
Yeah.
great, man. It's like the first page, man. It's like a great speech, a great homage. And I got to take and then at the end of the comic, after they kill Beast Boy, that's when they show Robin. I mean, they show Nightwing again, and he's still asking the same question, but it's asking the reader the same question without him knowing is who should be the new leader, who
Right.
who's more like the leader because Jonathan Kent's he's more gung ho. He's more like, oh, let's just do this. Let's just, I'm Superman. I'm picking up the mantle. But Nightwing's like it's about more than that. It's about more than just picking up the mantle and saying you're Superman. It's about more than just picking up the mantle and trying to be like Superman. You need to literally embrace the role. And sometimes you're gonna have to make sacrifices that you just don't want to make, but
Hmm.
have to make for the better cause.
And this is Final Crisis issue number 2.
No, Dark Crisis.
Dark Crisis, Dark Crisis.
Dark Crisis. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, Dark Crisis. And it's It's phenomenal, man. You got to read it. And if you haven't read it yet, go to your local
That's
comic book
actually
shop.
issue 1 because I was thumbing through it as you were talking, Stu, and everything you were talking about. And it was in issue 1.
Issue
Oh,
one,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah. So
Because the preview was I think the preview was either last week or last month or whatever, where they had the prelude to Dark Crisis, where they warped everybody to, I don't know, I think it was Multiverse Zero or something, like whatever it was, and that's where they destroyed the Justice. They all tried to fight this one entity, and
Mhm.
they got hammered, they got toasted. Black Adam was the only one to survive, man. So,
gotcha.
If y'all get a chance to like read it, and if you picked it up, the Free Comic Book Day issue, that's the lead into this storyline.
Oh, the Free Comic Book Day. Yeah, I remember the.
yeah.
What was that one
There's
called?
actually
This one was
the
Dark
Free
Crisis number 1.
No, I
That's
mean
the
the
show.
Free Comic Book.
Oh, the Free Comic Book Day one? Oh, I have that.
Dark
It
Crisis.
was Dark Crisis something. Zero, I think.
Yeah, hold on 1 second. I'm gonna get it for you.
Yeah, because I did I get that one? I don't know if I got that one, but it sounds dope. Dark Crisis. So this could be the new Justice League. There it is. Yeah, no, I did not
There it
get
is,
that
yeah.
one. And so this is like DC, kind of like how Marvel's doing the new Avengers. This is like a new young version of the Justice League. Free Comic Book Day is same, I think. Yep. So yeah, yeah, it sounds dope. And Black Adam right now is you say he's in this book, right?
Yeah, he's in the book. He's in the beginning. He's in the beginning. Plus he has his own series coming out next month.
He
He's got his
does.
own series. Yeah, coming
Yeah.
out. I sent you. Did you get the link I sent you for the cover that's coming out in September, where they're doing that homage cover that they're
Let me
making a
see.
big deal out of with him.
Let me look. Did you just send it today?
Yeah, I sent it. Yeah. Earlier today.
Oh yeah. The one about his much younger replacement?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah, that's this guy here. And yeah, so that guy is he DC debuts Black Adam's much younger replacement. And DC's revealed the first look at Black Adam's younger replacement in the September 22 solicitations for DC Comics. The publisher revealed the first look at Teth Adams' much younger replacement. While little is yet known about the character, he's said to be Adams' youthful successor. And Irving Rodriguez's Black Adam #4 cover shows the character dressed in a white version of Teth Adams' suit, while a variant cover of Rafa Sandoval shows him sitting in a room while Etrigan the Demon looms behind him. That was the pictures that I just showed you. That's these two. And this is #4. The Black Adam comic actually I think is already out. I've been seeing covers.
I read in Comic Shop News it's supposed to come out in July. It might be, but they said it was supposed to come out in July. It was supposed to be the first issue.
Yeah, I keep seeing covers and Christopher Priest is writing a new Black Adam as well. It's coming out next week.
Yeah, next week. Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about. Yeah,
that's
because Christopher Priest is the one that made Black Panther cool. Like he made Black Panther. Like Black Panther was alright when it came, but when Christopher Priest got
Black Adam,
Black Panther. Christopher Priest is writing Black Adam. Christopher Priest,
but he wrote Black Panther.
If you don't know,
Black Panther.
Right? He wrote Black Panther. If you don't know who Christopher Priest is the man that made Black Panther cool. He's the one that made you start reading Black Panther comics because he was so cool after Christopher Priest got a hold of him. So hopefully he's gonna do the same thing with Black Adam.
This that we're looking at. Okay, so those those are the synopsis for Black Adam number 4, which reads, "There is no redemption for Black Adam. Thousands of years ago, did Black Adam inadvertently create a powerful race who've modeled themselves after the Akkadian pantheon of goddesses and gods, or is he being gaslighted, taunted by illusions by one of his many enemies? Theo Teth Adam finds only one more question when he is lured to the Akkadian High Tower and given a cryptic message. Meanwhile, Adam has dispatched Etrigan the Demon, an unlikely ally, to either train his youthful successor or kill him." So yeah, DC announced in March that Black Adam would get his own solo series ahead of his upcoming film, scheduled to release in October. And the series is from Christopher Priest, who also did Deathstroke, Justice League, DC stuff, and Sandoval. Well, with their first issue is releasing June 21st. So that's this Wednesday, guys.
This Wednesday.
So definitely, yeah. I'm like in the dugout waiting for my chance to grab this comic. There's no forgiveness for Black Adam, is the sort of tagline, and this is the reality. Teth Adam, immortal man of indomitable will, must face, when he discovers he's been infected with an incurable plague, destroying his immortality. And the synopsis for Black Adam number 1 reads, "Haunted by the specter of centuries of dark deeds, Black Adam transfers his power to a worthy successor who will redeem Adam's legacy and defend their ancestral homeland of Kandak, only to subsequently become mystically handcuffed to him when Adam's plague is arrested, giving birth to perhaps the most volatile and dysfunctional super team in DC history." Now, I don't know why they're doing this. Why does he need a successor? Why do we have to replace our beloved characters with new young guys? Like, what is that about? Like,
Well, because they're trying to attract a younger, trying to attract. Listen, millennials don't read. That's just what it is. They
then
don't
stop
read,
making comics for them.
and they should, and they're trying to draw them in because they want to tap into that market, and
Let
get
market.
that
They don't buy
that
comics.
money.
There's
I
no
know,
market. It's stupid.
I know. So
There's no market. They don't buy comics. They don't read books. Stop pandering to them because they don't care. Give it to the guys, the people, not just guys, women too, believe me, that love this shit and have loved it always and are going to continue loving it and spending money on it. We deserve it because we've been paying our way to deserve it. This is why I don't understand why they keep doing this. DC is
because
just bad move
they
after
think,
bad move after
yeah,
bad.
because they think that if they do, they'll attract a younger audience.
No,
Younger
I get
audience means more money. More
no, I
money
get it.
means they can, and a casual audience too. They're trying to attract a casual young audience. That's their thing. And they gotta let me, you, and Spade do that. They gotta let me, you, and Spade. That's our job. That's our job to do that. Their job is just keep giving us good content.
Well, Priest previously teased that the Black Adam will capture the titular Teth Adam character in a way fans have never seen before. He said, "Forgive the cliche, but I've rarely been this excited about a new project. DC has provided an amazing opportunity for me to explore and to some degree reimagine this character in a very new light while bringing new challenges and consequences to a man who has lived far too long and is desperate of redemption. Rafa Sandoval brings palpable voltage to every panel, bringing out my Kirby Simonson big noise instinct as Rafa's gifts take me to places I never knew I wanted to go. My only regret is we only have 22 pages a month for this." Yeah, this is that millennial sort of attitude. A man who's lived far too long, like you're old. Black. It's like these characters and these comics and these stories are popular for a reason. You bought them, Disney, for a reason because they were huge. Why are they huge? Because there's a whole bunch of new young characters that no one knew about? No, they're huge because the characters that people know and love are popular because they're good. These poorly written sort of new young replacements. I mean, I don't think I'm alone. They're just not good, man. It's just not good writing. Their intentions are all wrong. But Black Adam is a great fucking character. I was not really into him before the news, about the movie and stuff coming out, and I've started to look into him, and I'm like, this dude is dope. Like, I really dig this character. I want more. But Black Adam, the film, is both changing and embracing the comic, the character's comic book origins. The Black Adam movie, which is finally coming out, has been in development for quite a while, with Dwayne Johnson's plans to portray the character going back to 2009. In that time, Black Adam and the larger Shazam mythology have been heavily revamped and changed. And the trailer for Black Adam reflects a lot of these changes, which we've watched. We've seen that. And made some of its own. Black Adam seems to be hinting at an entirely new origin story, with very little of what's been shown reflecting of any of the character's previous origin stories. And I mean, this begs the question of how recent the production version of this script is, right? As it includes very little that the character's backstory is known for. Here's how Black Adam's origin seems to change in the film. First debuting in the Marvel family, number 1. Black Adam's, not to be mistaken with Marvel Comics, it's called the Marvel family, number 1. Black Adam's origins initially portrayed him as an ancient Egyptian who was deemed worthy of receiving the powers of the Egyptian pantheon and being the champion of the wizard Shazam. Calling himself Teth Adam, the powerful hero's newfound abilities corrupted him, leading to violent, selfish actions, right? He became like Spidey in the black suit, unable to take the powers that Shazam banished his patron, now named Black Adam, to a distant star way out in the universe. And it would take centuries, right, for him to eventually return to Earth, to vex Shazam and his new champion, Captain Marvel. The post-Crisis on Infinite Earths continuity would have the wizard trapping Black Adam's soul in a scarab, though this would be freed and reunited with its body by Theo Adam, who was a reincarnation of Teth Adam. Though he still became a corrupted individual, this Black Adam would have much more nuance. And his fall from grace in the past, with his home country retconned into the fictional Kahndaq, was also explained as being due to the murder of his wife. Well, and then the New 52 heavily changed things, with the character's ancient name simply just being Adam, right? Yeah. And his slave boy nephew, Aman, was chosen as the champion of Shazam. And then he shared his power with Adam and later became gravely injured. Unfortunately, the influx of power made Adam hunger only for revenge, right? Even killing his own nephew to have all of Shazam's power. Given how much the DC Extended Universe Shazam movie pulled from the New 52, this version of the story would logically be the one from which the new movie would take the most. Instead, it seems to be an origin that's very different from anything before. The movie is apparently changing the character's origin story. The first trailer we
know Hollywood's not that smart, number 1. We know, number 2, they like to change the continuity because they already have a template in their heads. And number 3, in their defense, and this is the only defense I have for them, is DC did say that the movie versions of any heroes is canon, but it's just the movie verse. Like, it's like they can have their own origins, they can have their own look, they're still the same person. It's just a different part of the multiverse.
Right.
And it's the TV part of the multiverse, and that's just what it is. So this is the TV movie Hollywood version origin of Black Adam, not to be confused with the New 52 or the original joints that we got.
Right. They're changing it all.
They're all canon. Right. They're all canon, but they're just from different universes. Yeah, they're just from different
universes. So in the trailer for Black Adam, we see, the character sort of his state that he died and reawakened and an immortal with vast powers. And this is nothing like any of the previous versions of Black Adam, including the New 52. His son also died in the past, having sacrificed himself in some way, and this too is somewhat different. All the while somewhat incorporating different takes on Black Adam, and that's what I like about it. It's that they're incorporating different things from the comics and creating their new universe and stuff. And the death of his son could be related to his family's death in the post-crisis origin, the first origin, as well as the death of Amon in the New 52. And likewise, Black Adam seems to be surrounded by other individuals when he states that he was reborn as an immortal. And this was an idea brought about during DC Rebirth, which restored the continuity of many characters from the DC universe. The Shazam mythos remained largely unchanged during the New 52, except for Black Adam being revealed as a member of the Council of Immortals. Then hold on. Hold on, lost my place. Yeah, so given that the New 52 began only a few years after the Black Adam movie was first entertained, some elements from the new, more generic origin could be from an older script. Because remember, this thing's really kind of been in the works since 2009. And even before that, I mean, in The Rock's head, like he's been always wanting to do this, but this older script could have been slightly updated with elements from newer origins, all the while keeping most of what the script had, originally. But hopefully for DC fans, there's more to Black Adam's backstory than what the first trailer shows. Though for right now, it seems that Black Adam's origins and motivations are quite different this time around. And I mean, what do you guys? How do you guys feel about Black Adam being a sort of a anti-hero or a good guy? Because it seems like that's where this is gonna go.
I'm more kind of, excuse me, kind of like, I don't really want to see him as a good guy or anti-hero per se. I know that's been popular for about 20 some odd years now, but he was always Shazam's or Captain Marvel's biggest foe.
Right.
Because like he has the same powers as him. That's like Superman fighting Bizarro, so to speak. But Bizarro having
or Zod.
That's better.
Yeah.
So it's like, all right, I get where they're coming from. He's great, definitely a great character. He's not one to be sneezed at for sure. But just the movie wise, I can get it, but they're doing that in the comics. So again, always stay close to your source material. You kind of turn them a little bit heroic in the comics, even though you know his story. You created him as a villain or as the first champion, and he went rogue. So the Council of Immortals and Council of Wizards went for a second champion in Billy Batson and Shazam, and Black Adam's like, I got to kill you because there can only be one. I want your power. There can only be one, and that's me.
Right.
That's what I was like talking about last week about making sympathetic villains versus despicable villains. I don't want a villain that I can relate to. I want to, be despicable. So the hero is like it means more when the hero defeats him, or if he defeats the hero. And so with Black Adam, it's like, yeah, you're gonna make him this sympathetic figure. He lost a child, he lost a wife, he killed a nephew, he's killed millions of people. Now you're on a redemption storyline. And it's just kind of like, it can still be a good movie, it can still be a good thing, but it's like, it can only be good if he was never really a villain in the first place, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So real quick for the chat, explain the Council of Immortals.
Stu, you want it or you want me to take it?
Take it. All right. I mean, I'll tell you what, I'll start off, you can expand. Council
Go
of
ahead.
Immortals is basically where the Shazam family, even Black Adam, get their powers from.
Mhm.
They're a group of immortals who have to find a champion. They all have to find a champion in order to go out and fight on their behalf. Now don't get it twisted. They are powerful, and according to the comics, when it comes to stopping Shazam or Black Adam or Mary Marvel, any of them, they are the ones that can do it without any. They can do it without question. Those are the only people that they can't stand up to.
Mhm.
Literally. The Wizard Shazam banished Black Adam. In the outer space, sent him. It took him 1,000 years to get back. And since Black Adam can breathe in space, and so can Shazam. He flew back to Earth. It took him 1,000 years, and when he came back, the Wizard still hadn't found a proper champion because he was trying to be careful. Because he knew he made a mistake with Black Adam, and when he chose
Mhm.
Billy Batson, he chose him for a reason. But it took him 1,000 years to choose Billy Batson to be his new champion and to fight Black because he knew Black Adam was coming. So the Council of Immortals, according to one DC continuity, I think Black Adam killed most of them except for the Wizard.
He did, except for Shazam. He did
Except for
kill both of
Shazam.
them. And the best way to explain it is in the Shazam movie.
Yes.
So who was that? Norrin Red. So Norrin, if you watch the Shazam movie, they'll kind of explain the Council of the Immortals in there, because there are what, 7 chairs, 6 or 7 chairs,
Seven chairs. Yeah.
7 chairs, and only one is filled up, and that's from the Wizard.
Right.
Because Black
And the
Adam
Wizard,
with the rest of.
right. And then in the Shazam family was originally
matter of
known as
fact-
the Marvel
As a matter of
family.
fact, not to cut you off, when we just watched,
I love when he
Moon,
says that.
when we just
He cuts you off.
yeah,
He's
we
like,
just
not to cut
we
you
just
off.
nah,
cut
because
you
I
off.
just I
But
just
to cut
got
you
yeah, I
off.
just got a better I just got a better explanation that'll help. If everybody in the chat or ever just watched Moon Knight, that would be the best explanation of the console that I could give you without deeply going into it. Is like the
Oh,
gods,
you mean like
how
the
they had their
pantheon of
console.
gods?
Mhm.
Yes, it's sort of it's
Like-
literally on that same it's literally on that same thing where they judge the other gods and they judge the heroes that represent them as well. Like how the hippo god was like, oh, you can be my avatar, represent me. Well, it's the same thing. These are the council's avatars. They represent them and they use their powers.
Right. Right. And before I was so politely interrupted, the Shazam family was originally known as the Marvel family when Shazam was known as Captain Marvel, and we all know why that changed.
Yeah.
But they later appeared under their current name after the death of the Wizard Shazam. The Marvel family was part of the Fawcett stable and brought into DC in the early 1970s. Fawcett was another comic company, and the pre-Flashpoint Marvel family made an appearance in the prologue to the Darkseid War during a flashback to Crisis on Infinite Earths. Dr. Sivana and Black Adam are the Marvel / Shazam family's oldest adversaries, both making their villainous debuts in the 1940s and posing a recurrent threat to Billy Batson and his love. Dude, how dope would it be? I would love to have a comic from the 1940s with Black Adam. Dude.
I
Oh,
actually do. It's not in that great a condition, but I got one. Not in real great condition.
Show it or it didn't happen.
I haven't seen one. I haven't seen one that's in great condition. And I've been snatching up Shazam comics for years, bro.
Yeah, they're old.
They're really old. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I gave you one that was pretty old too.
You know what? The one you gave me when I took it to get it tagged and slabbed, when they were when they were looking at it to send it off, he was like, "Listen," he was like, "This is in great condition." I was like, "Really?" He was like, "Bro, I've never seen one." Because he said I've never seen them in this. They're usually not in great condition. If you get them from like the 40s and all that, so they're usually pretty. They're usually pretty dogged out. Yeah, I got maybe, I'll say maybe about 8 or 9 of them, and they're not in that great condition, man. they're presentable, but condition wise, nah, they're not really that great.
Well, you got to remember, like comics. Jesus, I'm sorry, this keeps happening. Comics, weren't collectibles back then, right? They were kids' magazines. They were just
people read them.
people read them and they've rolled them up and tossed them in their back pocket and hopped on their bike, and you know what I mean. Like it was
Yeah,
just
he's right. Yeah,
Mhm.
they weren't. It was probably really in the 90s when most people really started collecting heavy like that, but and that's what also almost caused the crash of everything. But um yeah, comics, that's why newsstand copies are always more valuable than direct mailed copies, because a
Right.
newsstand copy is something that someone bought off the shelf. They handled it, they did all kinds of shit with it. They probably threw it in their back pocket and all of that. Whereas direct are mailed to someone's house, they get it, they bring it in, they bag and board it, and they put it up. So
Mhm.
you get one with that barcode on it that lets you know it's a newsstand copy. You can have two identical comics. One was newsstand, one was direct. Newsstand's always going to be more sought after. Norrin Rad, you have got to read the Shazam comics. I like Shazam, but I haven't need help. Yeah, Shazam was a character that I didn't care for because I thought it was childish. Like it's just this little kid. I thought it was for kids, but that was my mistake because getting into it, man, it's pretty cool. It's definitely really cool, and Black Adam is a super dope character. And I can't wait for this movie. But
I would suggest for who said it's Slade for Norrin to read Shazam comics, read some of the older and then
Yeah.
read some of the newer,
The
like
newer, yeah.
1970s type. And then because Shazam back then, before when he was Captain Marvel, before the Fawcett DC lawsuit merger thing, he was basically Fawcett Comics Superman. He basically
Yeah.
Superman. And it was
Yeah.
like, how many kids back then wanted superpowers to fly around the world and do the things that Superman and others like him could do? Well, Billy
Right.
Batson had that ability. So, he
Right.
was geared towards kids, but when he uttered his word Shazam or yelled his word Shazam and transformed himself, man, he was just, he was, like I said, Stu said, basically Superman.
Yeah. And more
But
popular. And more
yeah,
popular.
he was. He was
Way more
a lot
popular,
more
yeah.
at the time. So
Yeah.
definitely check out some of those older comics if you can find those, and then go to some of the newer stuff because you'll see subtle differences as well as not so subtle differences.
Yeah, because they're doing a movie about Elvis. And in the trailer, they show him running around trying to be Shazam. He has the lightning bolt, on his chest and everything. He had
wow.
somebody made him a little, somebody made him a little, I guess it's, I don't know, a smock or something he would put on.
Right.
And they had a cape
Uh,
and he had the little, had the little
yep.
lightning bolt, and he was running around trying to be Captain Marvel. I mean, people idolized these heroes back then.
That's
So,
crazy to think that they were more popular than Superman.
oh yeah, Captain Marvel, he definitely was very popular. I think it was just the lore of the Egyptian gods, and him being able to turn into a kid, and then the
Well, it
kid being
was
able to
the
be a
fact that
man.
that he was a little kid, so it let other little kids fantasize about having powers because, as a little kid, you look up to these superheroes, but they're grown ass men, and you're a little kid, and you couldn't run outside and be no vigilante, Batman, or nothing like that. But with Shazam, this was a chance for you as a little kid to, grow up and be a superhero while you're a superhero, and then still be a little kid. So I think that's probably what lent to its popularity at the time, because, like I said, comics were for kids.
Yep.
And I say were because they just aren't anymore. There's so many mature comics and indie comics, and then even the Marvel and DC they know that the people reading are not kids, because kids aren't reading comics these days. Think about it. When's the last time you saw a little kid with a comic book? You don't. You see them with their phone. You know what I mean? So it it just kind of it bothers me when I see these comic companies making all this kid stuff and trying to pander to, you know, millennials and Gen Z and stuff. It's like they don't care. They don't read comics. They'll be happy that you pandered to their agenda and they'll check off a box. We got another one, but they don't give a shit. They're not reading the comic. They don't care. So why give them, you know, why are you giving this to them? They're not the ones paying you. We are. We're buying the stuff. But yeah. Speaking of kids and doing silly shit.
Oh my goodness.
Well, where's Sada at?
Oh,
No, I know.
This we need Sada here to go.
He loves
go
to.
through this.
I know. I don't know where.
if cancel culture want to cancel anything, y'all have the right to cancel.
Yeah, thank you.
Right.
I'm just like, I know people talk about, man, you know, it mental, blah blah, whatever. He need help. I'm like, yeah, but you're a grown ass man. You should know how to freaking act.
Exactly, dude. Like you don't get that. You don't get that.
You don't get to get that pass. It's like if the three of us don't get that pass, he shouldn't get that pass.
You're right.
And
go ahead.
Go ahead, you know.
No, I was gonna say, you know, the what do you call it? Warner Brothers, the company, apparently is on the outs with Ezra Miller as far as like he's canceled as far as they go. After
we can't tell. We can't tell.
Oh, yeah, exactly. But I guess now it's confirmed that they you know, they let me see, where does it say this? I want to get the exact. Warner Brothers Discovery removes Ezra Miller from future Flash projects. Yeah. In Zaslav's plan to make a new to make DC an explosively successful division like Marvel under his newly structured studio with its own new boss, the non-binary identifying Miller, we hear is simply not a part of those plans going forward in the future universe, regardless if there are more allegations or not. Without evidence, notice because the court determined there is a substantial likelihood of immediate danger of harassment. Latest accusations. This guy keeps like, bro, go fucking sit down somewhere, man. You can't stop fucking up. He a Massachusetts mother acquired a temporary order of protection on behalf of her 12-year-old against Ezra Miller. You know, and like, bro, what are you doing that you have a 12-year-old needing a fucking restraining order? This is not good, bro.
Supposedly he kidnapped the girl and went on the lam with her, like people couldn't find her.
Yeah. It's granted the order didn't feature any allegations against Miller. Nonetheless, the mother revealed concerning details. She said Miller first seemed friendly, but that she soon grew suspicious of Miller's relationship with her child. She said she told the judge that Miller offered to buy the child gifts, including a horse, even after she rejected Miller's earlier offers. Apparently, the actor menaced their family one evening in their downstairs neighbor's home and acted inappropriately toward a non-binary youngster. You know, Ezra Miller's arrest in Hawaii stunned Hollywood in May. Many questions about Ezra Miller's Flash back then. But April 12th, we scooped that the WB discussed hiring a new Flash actor after the movie. It won't be the CW's Flash, Grant Gustin, by the way. Nonetheless, they
just don't want Grant. Man. I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't know why. But yeah, they have officially cut ties with Miller after the Flash movie. The Flash star is said to be getting the boot after this final time starring Asbury Allen in the yet to be released flick. So you know, for all the people thinking that they were gonna recast him for the Flash movie, not happening. They've already filmed too much of it. So he's gonna, you know, be in the movie, you know, because people don't understand. Movies are filmed, then later they come out. So like we might be seeing all this stuff and not realizing they've already shot 90% of the thing. So it's not, you know, they can't do anything about it now. But
Yeah, but are they gonna put it out? That's the thing.
yeah, well,
Yeah,
that's
they're gonna
what
put
they're
it out.
saying. Yeah, that's what they're saying. They're saying they're going to. In David Zaslav's plan to make DC, no, what it was. Sources said even if no more allegations surface, the studio won't likely keep Miller in the Flash role in future DC films. That would mean replacing him in the future, but there is still a $200 million investment on the line with the first film, and Warner Brothers execs have, you know, they have to be cringing at each new press report, like everything, every time something comes out about him in the news, you already know their assholes pucker tighter than a, you know, whatever the fuck is right. Yeah.
Yeah, but nobody's gonna go see that movie, man, just because of everything that happened. So that's gonna be like the Lost Fantastic Four movie. It's gonna get shit on.
I'm gonna watch that movie. I can't wait for that movie.
We're not getting that movie, bro.
It's coming. No, it's coming.
They need to read. They need to. You know what? They need to just CG it and put and just do. I don't know. If it was me, you know what I would do, Reno?
But like put
You
a different
would
guy's
see.
face over,
No,
like
I
Bruce
wouldn't even
Lee.
do that. Listen, I would go through the whole movie and I would get somebody else, reshoot those scenes, CG them into the movie, and all you would see is the Flash.
That would just look
You
horrible.
wouldn't see the Flash without a damn costume on the whole movie if it was me.
Yeah.
Just so I could get Ezra out of there and maybe recoup some of that money back. I
Well,
mean,
look,
there wouldn't be a time where he just took it off.
they've already done the shit. They've already shot the movie, so he can't bother them anymore. Like it's not like they have to still deal with him. They just don't want to deal with his bullshit because
Right.
it's a pain in the ass working with somebody like that, and they don't want the aggravation. But that part's already done. The movie's filmed, so they don't care. As far as people not liking Ezra Miller, yeah, I mean, I know some people like Nora and Rad won't be watching the movie because they don't like Ezra Miller. Um, I won't go see the movie in the theater, but I'll be watching that shit online only because I really love the storyline. I love Flashpoint. Like it's one of my favorite comic stories. I just hope that they do it some justice. And if they don't, I'll be happy to shit on that movie. So
I think this movie gonna be a train hit.
Yeah, I know.
But how are you gonna? All right, look. How are you gonna? I don't know, man. How are you gonna replace him? Like it's a lot. It's a lot that's gotta go in it. Now you got to make another Flash movie like almost ASAP in order
Not
to.
really. I mean, you can still replace them because you know the sequel's gonna be at least 2 years after the release of the initial movie. So they got plenty of time to find somebody to replace him. Of course, everybody loves Grant Gustin, but I'm not sure that he would want to do the role. He might, but I'm not. I
I
don't
think
think
he
that's
would
the
do
way.
it.
I
I
think
think
he
Grant would
would, but
do
I
it.
don't think that's the way they want to go because you know WB wants to keep their movie universe and TV universe separate.
Separate. That's
Yeah.
true.
So they
Yeah,
don't want to
but
like they would find another actor to be their movie Flash.
But Slade, Spade. It's just they're gonna have to, man. Listen, even if it takes 2 years, they have to put out another Flash movie almost immediately because now Ezra Miller represented the
I don't think
character.
they should
So
though.
when you think of Flash, that's the first thing everybody's gonna think of. So if they come out with a new Flash, if they come out with a new Flash movie with a new person playing the Flash, it would go a long way in good standing with the people who are fans of the genre and the film. I mean, not the film and the just the whole lore around Flash in the comics. He's right now, like you said, he's literally ruining everything that WB put forward and trying to do. He's ruining the character. He's ruining
Mm-hmm.
the Flash persona, everything, because it's all associated with him.
Yeah.
I
Well,
agree.
indeed.
One of the things I don't understand is WB and like you said, through Hollywood ain't that smart. But WB for years, you sit on Henry Cavill Superman and you want to oust him, but I like he to me did a great job. He's like you relate Henry Cavill as Superman like we related Christopher Reeve as Superman. It's just a different
Right.
generation. But you have this guy who did great in his role. He hasn't been a problem child like Ezra Miller yet. You want to oust him saying he's too old to be Superman or we can't come up with a story, but you want to keep this fucking idiot? It's like, what are y'all thinking? And like you said, Stu, Hollywood ain't that smart. Execs, producers, they're not. I'm like, that's common sense. If this guy keeps getting in trouble, he gets arrested. Now he kidnaps a girl. Last time I checked, that's highly illegal, and she's underage. Boot him from the thing, and yes, you're right. They are gonna have to do a second Flash movie, but like I said, it's gonna be a year or two down the line before they do, because they're gonna have to go through a lot before they get their version of Flash.
Yeah, burn Hollywood, burn. You're right. Burn Hollywood. Because I mean, when you talk about Henry Cavill's age, how old was Christopher Reeve? I mean, he was
25
doing
when he first got the role.
right. And how long? How old was he? And they did 5 Superman movies. I mean,
4.
how old? Four. Was it? Yeah, four. How many? I mean, how old was he when they got to
Brandon
the
Routh
fourth
played
one?
it. But
Right.
but but it was just like then I don't know. It was seemed like it was different because if you were a stellar or you stood out in Hollywood then, you had roles for life. You know,
Yeah.
Marlon Brando played Jor-El, and I'm like, I ain't gonna say he was old, but he wasn't as young as he was when he first started.
He wasn't, but nobody complained. I don't
Right,
understand what the deal is with him, with everybody having to be so. Like Reno said, why does everybody gotta be so young? And we
exactly.
don't like who, like what, like I don't know. I like
Yeah,
if
the
you
world
let's keep it a buck. You gonna be a superhero, okay? We know when you're young, you're not gonna be the best version of yourself you can be. As
Mm-hmm.
you get that with age. So
Mm-hmm.
like in this
like
like that was
Batman,
what's
yeah.
so right. That's what was so brilliant about this last Batman movie was that you saw the mistakes he made when he was younger. You saw the things, but you saw him also growing at the same time and correcting
Right.
his mistakes and being able to say, you know what, I did that, I messed up. Like when he went back to the Riddler's lair and he pulled the carpet up and he was like, damn, I missed this. Like a seasoned Batman, Batman year 20, would not have missed that the first time around. He would have got that while he was there. But a year two Batman had to come back because he missed it the first time. You know, I don't get why they feel that you're gonna get a young hero that's that season. It doesn't happen. It comes with time and experience.
Because they if whoever does research a comic book, comic book characters really do not age. Some do, but not all of
Right.
them.
Yeah, they
So if
Right.
they're
really don't.
doing research and they check out a comic book and see, well, all right, Dick Grayson started out as a teenager as Robin, so he's now Nightwing. But Batman looks the same as when Dick Grayson was Robin.
Right.
So we got to find a young actor to be Batman because he don't get old. People are not gonna believe he get old. Like, yeah, they will because I mean you taking out the real element out of it, but it's like at the same point in time, in our world, Batman would be retired now.
Right.
This is true.
Yeah. I
This is
mean,
true.
that's just the way aging goes in comics. It's not. It
Mm-hmm.
was never. It was never meant to be realistic. But the Flash movie, we've recently just got sort of news. Um, on the storyline. Warner Brothers, of course, guys, has not made any official statements regarding Miller, but recent reports suggest the company no longer has any plans to work with the actor after the release of The Flash. Insiders stated, that the studio is leaning toward making the movie a hit and then drop Miller. There's no winning in this for Warner Brothers. This is an inherited problem for David Zaslav. The hope is that the scandal will remain at a low level before the movie is released and, hope for the best to turn out. But according to like the recent reports, Miller appears to be avoiding law enforcement who are currently attempting to serve them papers regarding accusations of grooming after a couple accused Miller of displaying cult-like psychology, manipulative, controlling behavior, which he used to harass and control their now 18-year-old daughter. Chase Iron Eyes and Sarah Jumping Eagle, who were recently granted a protective order on behalf of their daughter, recently explained, Miller moves around so much that we're stuck in this legal limbo situation and we can't serve them in any place that they're in long enough. They've been flighty. They've been avoiding service, and now there's public pressure mounting on them to make a decision, which makes us very concerned about Ezra's volatile nature. In recent days, another family was also granted a temporary harassment prevention order for their 12-year-old child. The family alleges that Miller menaced them one evening in their neighbor's home, going so far as seemingly to threaten them and behave inappropriately with the child. So, yeah, the more I read about it, the more that I'm siding with Norrin Rad and Slade. And I might boycott this movie. If he's been doing some real pedophile shit and out here on some super that kind of foul shit, I just thought he was just being an asshole, slapping people and being stupid in public. I didn't read that he was doing weird fucking, grooming and shit, 12-year-olds and all of that.
Yeah, that's right. He was getting it in.
Yeesh.
That's why I said I think this movie's gonna. Look, they're probably gonna release this joint straight to DVD and just all right, we'll see y'all later. We gotta work on the next Flash.
I guarantee you that there's some Warner Brothers powers that are fucking helping Ezra hide from the courts because they don't want this case to evolve at all before that movie comes out. Because if they serve him papers and he goes to court and allegations and charges and then we get down to the nitty-gritty of what was really going on and shit like that, that's gonna hurt their movie. And so they're gonna help Ezra Miller avoid court as long as they can. And they can.
Oh, they have to.
They got the money
and
the resources. They can keep him hidden as long as they want.
As long as they want. Yep. And it's sad that I was getting ready to say it's sick. It's sad that it's come to that, man, because for a movie company to sit there, and put that over it, they should have listen. They had time to cancel this or just release the movie early. When you seen this Joker going south, look, we gotta push the movie date up. They pushed it back like it was going to get better.
That wasn't smart.
But then again, Hollywood isn't that smart. That's. I would have pushed it up and been like, look, we just got to go with what we can because this ain't looking too good. And they didn't do that.
I don't want this to turn people off of the Flash as a hero, as a character, right? I want people to really, this is not the fucking Flash. This is Ezra Miller, okay? Like, this is not the Flash. It's this guy. That's not the Flash, okay?
And that's what I was saying.
If they're, I'm gonna go out on a limb here. I think some people are smarter than what they're giving credit for. So I don't think many people would really associate him with the Flash as much as they do Grant Gustin.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I can see where it, like if it was somebody like Grant Gustin, I could see a big uproar and everything, and people looking at the Flash in a negative connotation. But this Ezra, no, because from when he was cast,
nobody ever liked the movie,
right? And when he was casted in Batman vs Superman, a lot of people looked at him like he don't look like the Flash. And I was wanting to see that he don't look like a Barry Allen or Flash type.
He doesn't, and he doesn't act like it. He doesn't come across at all as Barry Allen. And all I'm ever gonna think about when it comes to the Flash is a goddamn bicycle helmet, because that's how his costume looks like. It looks like a bicycle helmet.
Yeah,
dumbest thing I've ever seen. I don't get it. I get that it's supposed to be aerodynamic, but dude, it looks like a bicycle helmet. So take that off. The skin tight's better. Yeah, stop the bicycle helmet. That's what turned me off of it. But
I don't get why they even put. There's nothing aerodynamic about a human being. No matter how you can put on all the aerodynamic helmets and all that you want. Right? Yeah, ain't gonna make no difference. I mean, listen. Even in the movie, he's like, he's talking to Bruce Wayne. He's like, oh, we gotta go change a bit. Oh, shh. Like it was nothing funny about him. He was not a comic relief. I agree with that right there. Yeah, he should have made a Cyborg movie. Yeah, it was just them dropping the ball again, man. And it's becoming commonplace now.
Again, if DC could get away from WB, it'd be a lot better off.
Yeah,
a lot better off.
Yeah. Yesterday, Bleeding Cool highlighted the cover from the Flash movie prequel comic book, Flash, the Fastest Man Alive, #1, with the potentially problematic issues right now depicting a naked Ezra Miller in the role of Flash, and DC Comics has managed to get the entire listing pulled off news websites in some cases, or just the cover in others. But this is what I mean. So that's clearly Ezra Miller. And that, yeah. They don't, and well, here it is in color. I mean, yeah. So we don't. This is a problem now. We don't want to see this guy naked ever, right? You know what I'm saying?
That just burned my retinas.
Yeah, this is niche geek. But the DC Comics, might want to take a closer look home as it is still up on their exclusive distributor site, Lunar Distribution, and on DC Comics' very own site as part of their cover gallery. So they went around taking it off everything, but they left it on their own sites. But it also appears that DC Connect catalog copies of which are already at comic book stores and available online. But what the cover also did from the pen of the movie's director is give us a look at how Ben Affleck's Batman is intended to appear in the Flash movie. Not just the cover, but Bleeding Cool has a few previously unseen preview pages from the inside of the comic book, which, we can extract some bat panels for you. But so you've got that's Ben Affleck's Batman in the comic, which is based on the movie. It's got some pretty cool art, interesting art style. Looks kind of almost anime. I'm loving the blue and gray.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we've been asking for.
Right.
For years.
Can we get some? But yeah, that doesn't look like Ezra Miller. The art style on the inside of the comic is very, very comic, very anime, right? Very, very manga style. So it doesn't look like anyone. The cover obviously is the problem.
It does.
And the black and white looks way more like Ezra Miller than the color one does.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, that looks just like it. But yeah, but I'm excited about the Ben Affleck Batman comic. The Flash, the Fastest Man Alive #1 says the race through the streets of Central City in this lead up to the hotly anticipated blockbuster, The Flash. After Barry's adventure with the Justice League, he's determined to become a truly skilled and inspirational hero. As a new threat emerges in Central City, going by the name of Girder, Barry turns to Batman for advice on training to master his powers. Can the Dark Knight help show the Scarlet Speedster a way to defeat this metallic menace, or will the Flash be crushed by Girder's strength? This cover, right? This goofy ass looking cover is exactly why I didn't like Ezra Miller's character in the Justice League movie. That's not Barry Allen. This guy is like neurotic. He's clumsy. He's falling and tripping around, and come on, who is this? Like, which Flash was that? That's not Barry Allen. That's what I hated about it.
It's not Wally West. I mean, Flash is
Right.
always like a little arrogant. Like he was a little like,
I
I
mean,
got
Flash is a
this.
badass. Yeah, he's a
Yeah.
badass.
But he wasn't tripping over his own 2 feet every 5 seconds.
Yeah, that's what I.
That's,
that scene in the
that's
movie
Hollywood.
when he's falling and tripping, I'm like, when did that shit happen?
Yeah, I thought the same thing. Because
Yeah,
if you watch the first episode of Grant Gustin's series, yeah, it took him a while to get used to his powers. Don't
Right.
get me wrong. So it was like he would run into shit because he could barely stop, but he wasn't tripping over stuff.
No, and it's normal. He was a scientist. He was, but he wasn't a neurotic scientist. He wasn't a goofball, clumsy scientist. He was,
Right.
you know, he was like a manly scientist.
Mhm.
Barry Allen was very much, you know, the square jawed, you know, Justice League character, just like any of the other ones were. On a different note, on something sort of light-hearted and interesting, Tupac Shakur Igloo Cooler released in honor of the rap legend's birthday, which is of course June 16th. June 1, 670 was the day Mama pushed me out her womb, so
Nigga get paid.
but yeah,
No one can
Tupac Shakur,
understand me. Black sheep and I cast it for my family.
there it is in all its glory.
Tupac Shakur, man, listen.
Igloo Cooler.
Listen, man. I see a 6-pack in there.
I
You know
do.
what I'm saying? With some ice.
Yeah, some Hennessy.
Yeah.
Hennessy and Alizé in there, man.
Exactly. Some apple crown. Some
Yeah.
vanilla crown in there on ice. I see that. I see it. Those
Yeah.
daylights. They like that apple crown. They
Yeah,
so yeah,
right.
the apple crown can do it. We can
Right.
get that. Yeah. What you do, Spade, is you get it, you put it in the freezer, put the whole bottle in the freezer for about an hour or two.
Oh
And
yeah.
take it out and just,
Look,
yeah,
I've
drink
done
it.
that.
Yes, sir. And tear it up. It's
And
hard to
Salty
stop drinking with the cold
Caramel
like
is on
drink.
the chain too. We still be talking about alcohol on the superhero podcast. It's great.
I know.
Oh yeah.
Hey, well,
Tupac
Tony Stark did his thing, so damn.
Bruce
Tupac
Wayne
Shakur's
too, so
estate.
yeah.
His estate partnered with Igloo on the special edition officially licensed Playmate Cooler released Thursday, June 16th in honor of his birthday. I just thought it was funny and weird that they just randomly have a cooler. Like of all the different shit they could make, a cooler. But it's hey, you know, it's what do you call it? Productive, useful. I don't know. But yeah, his little Playmate Cooler pays homage to Shakur's artistry and his love for California. Designed in the trademark tent top design, the 7-quart cooler has a model molded in handle for one-handed carrying capability and can hold up to 9 12-ounce cans. Fuck a 6-pack.
Wow. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I'm filling it up too.
All
Filling
right.
it up, yeah.
9 cans or a 6-pack and a bunch of. That's right. That's right.
I put some licorice on top. Put some licorice on.
Some licorice in there.
Some licorice in there. Man. Put a pack of Twizzlers in there. You know what I mean? Put your 12-ounce cans in there. I mean, some ice. You good to go, baby. You go all day. All day with that.
Well, speaking of the Flash, as we have been, and talking about the TV show, which is actually, you know, the decent Flash content that we have. The Eobard Thawne gave a speech full of Easter eggs regarding the cosmic side of the DC Comics multiverse, hinting at the future of the Arrowverse and providing a setup for The Flash season 9. The improvised Reverse Flash lived up to his comic book alias of Professor Zoom, offering viewers an educating lecture on a number of subjects. Just how Thawne knew about some of those things he spoke of is a mystery awaiting an explanation, but there is little about Barry Allen's nemesis and the breadth of his knowledge that is shocking after 8 seasons. This is... Wait, where is he at? Let me pop him up. Oh, no. Wait a minute. Okay, never mind. I thought I had a photo. Well, anyway. The one of the biggest surprises in Flash number 8 was the unadvertised appearance of John Diggle in episode 18, The Man in the Yellow Tie, formerly the vigilante Spartan and right hand of the Oliver Queen on Arrow. Diggle had spent the 2 years since the series finale of Arrow seeking the meaning of a strange box containing a glowing green object, which had crashed to Earth near him as he was preparing to leave Star City. Some believe that this was the payoff, a long teased rumor that John Diggle would become the first Green Lantern of Earth Prime. With the most knowledgeable scientists of his era unable to find an explanation for the headaches Diggle had begun experiencing since acquiring the box or a way of opening the box a second time, he sought out the Reverse Flash Eobard Thawne. In the hope that he might have some answers, being a scientist from 200 years in the future. Thawne did indeed know of something that the box truly was, and agreed to help Diggle in opening it and claiming the power it had to offer. And this led to the ever boastful Reverse Flash pontificating upon the nature of the box, dropping the names of several characters and concepts from DC Comics cosmology in the process. When Diggle first asked Thawne about the box and recounted how he had begun hearing voices telling him that worlds await, Thawne described the box as a piece of transmitter technology which had the power to travel across realities. In the pre-crisis DC Comics universe, both the Justice League and Justice Society of America used devices called transmitter cubes to travel to one another's respective parallel Earths. In the post-Flashpoint DC Comics universe, a similar device called the Transmitter Symphonic Array was used to facilitate interdimensional travel. By the 31st century and the time of the Legion of Superheroes, transmitter portals were available as a fast but expensive means of traveling the universe. And I don't know if you guys have seen this. Let me see if I can get it. This is the really complex and sort of in-depth explanation of DC's multiverse. Let me see if I can pop it up here for you guys. It's crazy.
Don't worry, you gotta say the magic word, man.
There it is.
Yeah, they gave those out at some of
Free comic
Comic-Con.
Yeah,
No, I'm looking for them. I couldn't get. I think they gave them out. I read that article. Certain places got them. A lot of people didn't get them. I was on eBay looking for one. And,
Yeah.
Yeah, I was looking hard too, bro.
Yeah.
This is actually, this isn't the one they gave out at This isn't the one I've seen. This is a different one.
Well, it's not the whole thing. There's some on the top and bottom that's missing from this picture.
I saw a better looking one. Yeah, I saw a better looking one.
Yeah.
That actually showed, and they said it was like, I think they gave it out at one of the Comic-Cons. They said it was a Comic-Con exclusive. And it actually was way better. I mean, that's a good one, but I seen one that was, I mean, it showed like all the different Earths and who came from which one. It showed now in the middle when you brought that up, Reno, in the middle there on the two sides, it had I think it had like Apocalypse, and then it had like there was something else in there. It was like worlds on each side. And then they talked about them. They talked about where Highfather lived. They talked about the source wall, what was beyond the source wall. I was like, damn. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
So,
I
need one of those. I've been on eBay trying to get one of those, hoping somebody was gonna put it up. And be like, yeah, man.
Yeah, maybe.
No luck yet.
If you can find the book of Multiversity, kind of when they did the Convergence storyline, that explains a lot of the different Earths as well.
Yeah. And here's one. Yeah, this is the larger port. See, this was just a close up of this.
That's the one I saw.
This
is the one.
The one I saw. Yeah.
That
looks more like it.
Monitor sphere is out here, and then it names, all the different multiverses and Earths and different planets and different realms and shit. God's realms. There's like the God's sphere where you have like,
because you got like Darkseid, Highfather,
Mm-hmm.
And the rest. Now, the closer when you get to the source wall, the closer they get to the source wall, especially Darkseid, the stronger they get. That's why, like, I'm like when they usually let Superman beat him, I'm like, well, I would love to see him fight Superman closer to the source wall, so we can really see.
Yeah. But so where was I? Thawne, Eobard Thawne, also claimed that Diggle's box was forged in a place called the Ore of Worlds. And that's what first introduced in the build-up to the Final Crisis event and further explored in the Multiversity series that Spade was talking about. The Ore of Worlds is the name given to the 52 paralleled Earths watched over by the Monitor race that emerged to protect the new multiverse following the death of the original Monitor after Crisis on Infinite Earths miniseries. Thawne's mention of the Ore of Worlds suggests that something similar happened in the new multiverse that formed the aftermath of the Arrowverse Crisis on Infinite Earths event. And then the Cosmic Odyssey. This is a cool shot of the gods. Man, it's making me do a damn snip and sketch screenshot. But Stu, you'll dig this. Because you got the old gods and shit up here. This is pretty dope. There it is. Bing, bing, bing. This one. So you got name the people. You see Darkseid.
Darkseid, Highfather, Etrigan, Superman, Orion, the guy in the source chair. I forget his name. That's what is his name? That's the source chair. What is his name? He was just on Young Justice. Metron. Yeah. Batman, Superman, I can't see. And I can't see the whole thing.
It was like Peacemaker down at the bottom there next to Batman.
That's Orion.
That's Orion.
Okay.
That's Dark. Okay. That's actually Darkseid's son. Yeah, that's actually Darkseid's son right there.
Darkseid, Metron, and what's that other one's name? The one that's flying under Metron.
Yeah, the dude in the white and gold.
Yeah.
That's damn, what is his name? I know it's on the tip of my daggone finger tongue. Yeah.
Let me get the dictionary and look it up. I mean the encyclopedia and look it up.
I know that's what I was gonna do.
Does Etrigan have on a rig like looks like he has on a rig like Orion has. He has on a rig like Orion, so
looks like it. He's wearing a bunch of shit.
Yeah, you see that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah.
But that's the Cosmic Odyssey. Thawne explained to Diggle that the cubes, like the one, he had only appeared to certain people with potential to shape the future, and that he would have to think of all the cosmic odysseys that await to open that box again. And Cosmic Odyssey was a 4-part miniseries published in 1998, which featured a rare alliance between Highfather and Darkseid of the New Gods, as they joined with a number of heroes from Earth to save all reality from a sentient version of the anti-life equation. The story is notable for having given a major role to the Green Lantern John Stewart, whose hubris during the event caused the destruction of the planet Xanshi. Thawne's choice of words does not seem to be a coincidence, given the many teases that John Diggle is the Arrowverse's John Stewart and was a Green Lantern on at least one other Earth. And then the bleed. Once Diggle opened the box a second time, Thawne encouraged him to drink of the bleed within. Mm-hmm. And in the modern DC Comics multiverse, the bleed is the name given to the empty space between realities, right? So on that map with all the Earths, the space between everything, just the empty space, that's the bleed. So named because of the red tint resembling blood that dominates the realm. The concept of the bleed was first introduced in The Authority, where the team, the Authority of anti-heroes, made their home aboard an alien ship, the Carrier, that could travel through the bleed. So those are those bleed ships. that they have that can actually travel from planet or multiverse to multiverse. And the same concept of a limbo, right, between realities also appeared in the Justice League of America comics back in the 60s and was retroactively declared to be the same place as the Bleed following the Flashpoint comic storyline. Mandrak. I want to get this picture. This dude is wicked.
So,
Why are you
Mandrak.
looking at up the other guy's name, the one in red and the white and gold? His name is Light Ray.
Light
Ray,
right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Light Ray. Light Ray. He's part of the Council of 8. Because you got Becca, Light Ray, Hylat, Metron, and Orion. They're part of the Council of 8. They answer directly to High Father. Metron answers to nobody. But he's the one that told Batman there were 3 Jokers. Because Batman sat inside of Batman took a seat
Sit on
inside
the
of the
Mobius
Morbius chair and asked why, why can't, what's up with the Joker? And he said
Yes,
there
with
are 3. The chair told him there's 3.
And the chair told him there are 3,
Yeah.
not 1 but 3.
There are 3. They're not 1 but 3. And that's where they came up with the 3 Jokers. So
This is Mandrak. I don't know. It looks like he's holding the red pill from the Matrix there, but the Thawne made mention of it being named Mandrak, whom he said was responsible for hiding the Bleed within the cube Diggle was given. In the DC Comics multiverse, Mandrak was a name given to a being originally known as Dax Nouveau, who was also called the Dark Monitor. Mandrak was the ultimate villain of the Final Crisis storyline and sought to consume the entire multiverse after developing the ability to feed upon the Bleed itself. And then this led to reality falling apart as Mandrak drained the Bleed to boost his own power. Also, as Diggle opened the box the second time, Thawne commanded him to feel the power of the cube and break through the source wall. As he contemplated all the worlds that awaited him, and the source wall is a key part of the mythology of DC Comics' New Gods, being the boundary between the multiverse and the energy that created all that exists, which the New Gods call the Source. The Source wall is decorated with the petrified bodies of the legendary Promethean giants, along with countless other dead gods, cosmic entities, and other foolish creatures who attempted to bypass the Source wall and claim the power of the Source for themselves. They want to cross that and gain the Source's power. You know, they thought they were big enough and powerful enough to wield the Source power, but of course they all get stopped at the wall and turned to stone or whatever. But yeah, based on Thawne's instruction, it seems likely that he was hoping Diggle might be goaded into joining the collective, that and that Thawne might claim the box of and the power it offered for himself. So, but unfortunately for Thawne, Diggle resisted the box's allure and it disappeared after he rejected its power a second time. And this seems to have set the stage for Diggle's future as a mentor to a new team of heroes in the upcoming Justice U series. Which brings me to Justice U. Have you guys heard of Justice U?
I've heard about it. Don't know much about it for the show is concerned. Like, what's the roster and the premise of it?
Same here.
Okay. Right.
We haven't got much.
Well, the TV series, yeah. I mean, all we know, Justice U is an upcoming series. Let's see what the Arrowverse says about Justice U, a potential television series set in the Arrowverse. Yeah, that's all we know. So don't know much about it. Maybe it'll come out, maybe it won't, and then we'll find out. Yeah, David Ramsey to star in the Arrowverse series Justice U in the works at the CW. David Ramsey putting together a new gang of superheroes for the CW. The actor who plays John Diggle in Arrow, as well as a number of other DC-related series, is to headline Justice U, which is in development at the youth-skewing broadcaster. Ramses Diggle is a former bodyguard and master sergeant in the U.S. Army, as well as co-founder of Team Arrow. In the new series, which is set in the Arrowverse after years of fighting alongside masked heroes, Diggle embarks on a new mission to recruit 5 young metahumans to live undercover as freshmen at a prestigious university. There he will oversee their education and train them to become heroes of tomorrow. Oh joy! Another college-aged team. Sada join.
What's up, girl?
What's going on?
So I was like, let me come through.
How you doing?
I'm doing good. I came from a grad party, so I was listening in. So
very good. Have you heard about Justice U?
What's that about?
Oh, just a new show that's supposed to be CW. Yeah.
Oh,
it's a little new. Even, it's a little new even for us.
Yeah, we're just hearing about it.
The Justice U. I think I remember hearing about that. That's like their next like big thing. And it's like just let it go. It's okay. You already tried. It's fine. Whatever.
Yeah, well, we can never get enough, college-aged superhero teams.
I'm surprised they aren't in high school. That's the norm with the CW.
Right.
Yeah. Right. Plus, X-Men did it with the cartoons where they had the X-Men, college thing.
Oh, what?
They did it with X-Men Evolution, but
that was better than whatever this is going to be.
But most of the X-Men cartoons, they were still, pretty much grown up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, like in the original series, 90s series, they were grown-ups.
But this here, man,
it's basically their way of introducing their versions of characters into something. Because, all right, the Arrowverse, the crossovers and all that was real popular. And Arrowverse is real popular. I don't know why. I really just don't. But everybody loved Arrow. They loved it. So the one thing Arrow always had was like a lot of different characters. Mm-hmm. And people loved it. And so this is their way of, because Arrow's done now. So this is their way of kind of like keeping the Arrow legacy going.
No, let it go.
Right, with the whole different characters thing. And then, you make them a little younger, like Reno was saying, we don't really need. Make them a little younger. No more arrogant. They listen to bad rap music. Yeah, they listen to bad rap music, and boom, millennials will jump all over.
No. They already tried to do the Justice League within the Arrowverse when they had all the crossovers. I think it was the last one they did. They had the stupid chairs with the freaking logos you can iron on the chair. Like, it was just so dumb. Like, just let it go.
You like that, Sada?
No, I like the crossovers.
They like the Sada. They like the Sada. He was on
I like the crossovers. I did not like they tried to make it like, their Justice League at the end, because when was that actually going to come into play? Realistically, when were they actually going to do that? They're all on their own shows doing their own thing. And then some of them aren't even like the same universe. So it's just whatever.
It would have worked if like Black Lightning, they should have never canceled that. That should have went on at least 2 more seasons. You had plenty of stories to tell with that. Number 2, they were wondering, where do you go after Crisis on Infinite Earths? Well, that was the way to do that, because now you have a Justice League. It's not established because they're not named.
Right.
But you do have a Justice League that is there. So when you take on new world threats, boom, here we are. It can cross over, which they all did from different shows.
Mm-hmm.
So I think in that realm, it would have worked. It could have worked. But like Stu always say, Hollywood ain't that smart.
Yeah, they just missed the opportunity, because from then they really could have done like a spinoff and have all those leads, come in from time to time, make it like an hour-long, episode or whatever for each season, the big crossover, and that would have been cool. But they just missed the opportunity.
Even if they would have just did it from Legends of Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Legends of Tomorrow got weird and people stopped watching it. Arrow got weird, people stopped watching it. Black Lightning, they focused too much on his homosexual daughter, and things of that nature, and it was too much about everybody else except for Black Lightning, and people stopped watching it. So you can't have a show called Black Lightning, and then every week it's got his daughters in there doing it. Damn, it shouldn't be called Black Lightning. I mean, in the comic, granted, they kept up with the continuity because his oldest daughter is gay. Like that was always a thing. That was never like something new for the TV show. But they when WB gets a hold of something like that, they try to play the gender slash sexual role too much. They try to play that card too much, thinking it's gonna win them an audience, and it doesn't. People stopped watching Supergirl when Supergirl started leaning towards that way, and people was like, no, they stopped watching it.
I think they did it better on Black Lightning.
Disagree at the same time.
Yeah, I think they did like the way. I think Anissa was a great character. I think they did her and her sister well, and I felt like Black Lightning. It wasn't too much of them. I felt like they were kind of had as much screen time as Jefferson. I think the fourth season they just it was a little too much going on because it wasn't. The family was barely together. Jefferson was off doing something. He was fighting with Lynn. The kids were off doing something. Jen was nowhere to be found because of drama on set between, well, not drama, but whatever was happening between China and the actor who plays Jefferson. They couldn't be on screen together, so that was a mess. So it was just kind of, but I think before then, they actually did a good job with Anissa because her character was
the first 3 seasons. Yeah, the first 3 seasons were great.
I thought they did great with that. I think Supergirl, that was just like in your face, and it was just horrible, poor writing. So
yeah, that I can agree with that because that felt a little forced.
Right. I think Black Lightning was a bit better in that regard.
Because in Black Lightning, when you read the comic, like I said, his oldest daughter, all he was gay. Like it was never hidden. It was never a thing. It was never like they had to try hard to bring it in. DC wrote it like that from the grip. And so when they introduced it into the TV show, I mean, they did it the way it was done in the comic. Like the daughter, we knew the daughter.
Like a natural transition.
Right. It was like
I thought it was a natural.
We knew the daughter. Right. We knew the daughter was homosexual. It wasn't a thing that they had to push in your face. Like you said with Supergirl. It just was like, all right, come on now, really? Because first she was liking Jimmy Olsen. Then all of a sudden she didn't like it. I was like, all right, where are we going?
I'm a Supergirl. Shouldn't I be Superwoman?
Woman, right?
Like, okay.
It was just like, all right, y'all got me. And then you had Legends of Tomorrow. That got weird when they started bringing dinosaurs and all that. Yeah, it just. Yeah, that got weird. It was good.
Should have ended about 3 seasons before it ended.
Yeah, bro, that's rough.
It should have ended about 3 seasons before it did because they were struggling for stories. Like, I would say Arrow was right on point because my favorite seasons are 5 through 8. I like the first 4, but 5 through 8 it was just like they just got more intense. They put more story into it.
I could never get into Arrow, man.
After the third season, I was done.
After the second season, I was done on Arrow, man. I was done after the second season, man.
Yeah,
I stayed with it because I actually enjoyed it. They had some, and one it was like a lot of DC characters they introduced me to that I either didn't know about or forgot about.
I just after season 4, after I saw that they actually killed Black Canary, like you actually had the balls to kill Black Canary in a Green Arrow show. I said, okay, I don't need to watch this because you obviously don't understand the character and you don't care. So it's like I'm not doing it. That was just for me though, and I never went back.
Because they wanted him. Who was it? They wanted him to like Felicity. Or
Felicity.
Who's the one chick? Man? Yeah.
Literally,
they was pushing.
Dying breath. She was like, "I hope you and Felicity get back together."
Right. So you're like, damn, like, oh, like. I was like, I can't do this. I'm sorry. It just, I'm sorry. And they was pushing. They pushed Felicity hard.
Yeah.
Like she was.
The third season is when they started pushing her real hard. Yeah.
Yes, they did. Yeah. And if you're gonna do that, she should have been his love interest from the grip. She shouldn't even gave us Black Canary, and to do all that. It just, I could never get into Arrow, man. Then like when he never wore a mask. Like Green Arrow always wore a mask. I'm like, yo, like where's the mask? And then Flash had to tell him, Flash said, yeah, I'm the Hood. Like, please stop. And then Flash tells him one day, Flash tells him on the rooftop, you should wear a mask. And then he runs off. And then he sees him again and he says, I took your advice. And he's like, oh, now you got a mask. Stop. Green Arrow always wore masks.
It's like Batman at first, man. Like he's not necessarily Batman in some instances. So he had to kind of grow into the Arrow role because he was like, he's just a vigilante. He didn't name himself.
Yeah, that's ironic because Arrow is basically a diet Batman. That was the entire goal. And when they were characterizing him and putting in, and you could see it in the show. Like they said before season 4 started, we're gonna be more lighthearted. We're gonna be more like the comics, We're gonna use the Green Arrow moniker or whatever. Okay.
After the first couple of seasons, they could not go lighthearted. Because they called themselves, if they were gonna go that way, the show would have ended much sooner than what it did.
Yeah.
They put themselves in a hole. It's like, no. You could have made them more lighthearted per se, but you could not make Star City lighthearted. Star City was grimy, it's gritty, it's full of just evil personalities. The Mike Grell books, Green Arrow books, explain it perfectly. Like he fought street level criminals, prostitution, drug rings, and shit like that.
Yeah.
You
street level
taking them out.
Yeah, but let's take on Ra's al Ghul in season 3. Totally Green Arrow. Hell yeah.
And then they took on what's my man name? The other dude, the one that lives forever. What's his name? He was in Vandal Savage. You like, wait a minute, hold up, wait. You talking about Vandal Savage. Like I'm like, all right, hold up. None of those heroes can hold Vandal Savage's jockstrap. That's number one. That's first and foremost. And what they had Vandal Savage doing even after that's petty to him. That's beneath Vandal. I'm like, that ain't even Vandal. Like Vandal Savage would be like, look, we don't do that around here. I need a bigger, better plan. I need something more worthy of me. Like it just wasn't Vandal, man. And then he came from like the future or something. I don't know. It was just bad, man. Then he killed who did he kill? He killed Rip Hunter's family. Yeah, killed Rip Hunter's family. Stepped off. Yeah, you'll learn a lesson from this kid. And then he kills his family and steps off. And no, man, it just. I didn't like Arrow, man. I couldn't get with it.
Really?
It's not. Listen, some people loved it, man. Listen, everybody I know loved
the fight
Arrow.
choreography was good.
Yeah, I thought the first 2 seasons.
I give them that. Yeah, I give them that. I got through 2. Listen, I got through 2 seasons.
Yeah, third season. You didn't miss much. Just
I didn't get far.
Yeah, I was done.
Honestly, it's going to depend on what you like.
That's true.
I like to, I know y'all did. I ain't saying y'all wrong in y'all's opinions. I like the show.
No.
It was something that just, I don't know, something that showed that I just really, really dug. Like, especially season 2 when they introduced Deathstroke. He was great. He made Oliver like hell.
Oh yeah, but people was complaining though. Spade. People was complaining that Deathstroke was just too old. Like there's like, damn, he's just too old. Like we know
he's old in the damn comic.
Yeah,
but he don't look it. He don't look like a senior citizen in the comics.
But he don't look like he's complaining about the show though.
Look, when I grow my hair out, my hair is gray. He had more gray hair than I did in the comics. He was old.
But he don't look old. Like he don't look like he.
I thought the actor looked pretty.
Man, Deathstroke is ripped.
He looks young with gray hair. He looked young with gray hair. He doesn't.
Like we know Deathstroke, right? We know Deathstroke is older. Everybody knows that. We know he's an older man, but he's a ripped older man.
He's old like Magneto is old. They got gray hair and shit, but they're buff. They're
like they took care of themselves. They don't look old. Yeah.
But when you get somebody that's 20, they gonna think people in their 40s and 50s is old.
Now, I think the actor they picked was perfect in terms of like age and how he looks. I thought he looked great.
Oh,
it's just when they nerfed him in the very next season, that was kind of crazy. So I was like, all right, well.
I wish they didn't bring. I mean, I hate that they like really didn't bring him back for another extended run.
Yeah, me too.
His next run was really short, and then he walks off into the shadows.
Spade,
that
you
nigga
could have
don't
played.
look old.
Spade,
They
you
didn't
could have.
even
You could have
gray
played
hair.
Deathstroke, man. I don't know
Oh,
why they
do
didn't come
it.
get you to play
Yeah.
Deathstroke.
This
Nah.
guy doesn't look old at all. This is who.
Cause
Yeah,
Deathstroke
Manny
don't
Bennett,
look
right?
that old.
He
Deathstroke
don't
don't
look
look that
old
old.
though.
Like
He doesn't look
we
old at
know he's
all.
older. We know this, but he don't
No,
look
but
old. Like
the actor doesn't look old. He doesn't look like a senior citizen, especially in the
Right.
season 2.
Who
man,
said this guy looks
people
old?
was complaining
Right.
like a mofo, and
Oh, well,
people was
I don't know what
complaining
they
like a
were
mofo.
watching.
That dude don't
They
look
were
old. That's how Deathstroke
See,
looks. Just
he
like
don't
that.
even look old.
He
man.
don't look old at all.
People said
No.
he looked a little too. People were saying he looked a little too old.
How?
They thought
When
he
the
should look a
when
little
the
younger.
actor
I
who
can't see
played
that.
him live action, he looks like similar to him. Like I don't understand the actor who
Yeah.
was playing him in the live action like Justice League that film
Mhm.
or when that was supposed to come out. He looks similar in terms of like age and whatever. So I don't know how they were complaining about that. That doesn't
Yeah,
make
they were
sense.
complaining. Yeah, they always had complaints for Arrow, man. Like
Oh well, some of them
they
were
complained
valid.
about the hood. Yeah, they complained
Yes.
about him being the hood because they were. I don't even think they wanted to call him Arrow at first. They wanted to just call
They
him the
didn't.
hood.
They
Yeah.
did.
Yeah,
They
they-
didn't
took
call him,
literally 4
Arrow for like the
seasons.
first 2 seasons,
Yeah, that was the first 2
Yeah.
seasons.
Yeah,
and then he went
nobody
to
called
the
him Arrow.
Arrow, and then by like season 4 or 5, he became the Green Arrow.
Yeah, they adopted it. I think season 4. That was when they adopted the name. I'm
Yeah,
like,
Green Arrow. Yeah, it's a lot, man. They Green Arrow went through a lot, man. And that show stayed on for how many? What 7 seasons that joint was?
8.
Listen, 8. Yeah. They went through a lot, man. But they held on for 8 seasons. I
The
mean,
Flash is gonna hold on a little bit longer.
you think so? You think the Flash will make it to 9? Think Flash will make it to 9? Barely,
Yeah.
yeah.
Barely.
I mean, listen, the first 3 seasons of the Flash is great. I like all of them, but the first 3 seasons they were my favorite. Those first 3 seasons was the bomb.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
like,
him.
look.
I like this guy
That's
too.
the one
I
from the
him.
movie. That's the one.
Yeah, I
from the
liked
movie.
him
That's-
too.
Yeah,
It's
he
a
was
shame
great.
they
That's the
never
movie.
used them really.
I know. I really wanted to see his character develop because that acting
And the
is
costume
cool.
was dope.
Yeah.
The costume was dope.
Costume was great. The actor is dope. He was in True Blood and shit, but I like him because he's like a big Dungeons and Dragons like dungeon master. Like he does like Dungeons and Dragons campaigns with like other celebrities and shit, like Vince Vaughn and shit. They be playing D&D, and that shit looks hella fun. But do you guys think that Aqualad could carry a show, or do you think that would be a good show, an Aqualad show?
I think he could. I don't know. Like he might need someone else there. I don't know if by himself, like strictly by himself. I don't know if he could do it. I think he needs someone else, but he could. He could be interesting.
I think if
I've
the
never
writers
seen him
from
outside of the
DC
team.
Yeah, me either.
I
So
think
I
it-
don't know.
I think if the writers from DC did it, they can make it work.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean,
But you give it to Hollywood,
only-
no.
Oh, forget it.
Hollywood. Yeah, Schmollywood. Scott Adkins could play Deathstroke.
Who was that?
I don't know.
I feel like
Let's
he's
see.
Scott Adkins.
Really? He's a little. I don't know. He's a little.
Maybe in a flashback.
I was gonna say he's a little. He seems a little. He's not gristly enough for
Yeah.
Deathstroke. Like Deathstroke, I feel like should be a little bit more older, a little grimier, a little grungier. You know, this guy looks a little too. He looks more like Arrow, maybe.
He could do it. Yeah, he could be a good Arrow. He could be a good Kyle Rayner as a Green Lantern.
Yeah,
Or
he's
the
a good
sticks,
Green
so.
Lantern. Yeah. I know Stu, you got to go fight crime and things. And we have been rocking out for an hour and 44 minutes. So the DC Power Hour is almost the DC 2 hour power. But we having fun, man. But yeah, guys. So we'll be back Monday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Wednesday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and again on Saturday, same bat time, same bat channel.
Now,
Y'all know
now
what
in
it is.
between all those times, what would you be doing?
Well, you can also find me on Instagram selling comic books and things at 6th_element_comics. So check that out. That's that right down there.
It's down there, right down there. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. And I just want to say Happy Father's Day to all the fathers in the chat room and all the fathers that
Yeah.
aren't in the chat room.
Happy Pappy Day.
Yeah,
Yes.
Happy Father's Day,
Happy
Spade
Father's
and
Day.
Reno. So to let Grab know that we say Happy Father's Day.
Will do.
Yes, sir.
And
Thank you,
although
everybody.
it's the least like holiday out there, number one is Christmas. Number two is Mother's Day. So that means that in this world, everybody goes Jesus and then Mama. Father's Day, Father's Day is
Had
number
to get
20.
him.
Yeah, Father's Day is
Yeah.
ranked
He's
number
only the
20
guy that supports us
of
all. And
holidays. Yeah, it's ranked number 20 of holidays. And you raise your son up, you be the best dad you can be, and you make him go to the NFL. He scores a touchdown, and he says, "Hi,
thanks,
Thanks,
Mom.
Mom." Yeah,
Yeah.
thanks, Mom. And we
Hi,
don't get
Mom.
no credit. Yeah, hi,
We get
Mom.
nothing.
Thanks, Mom.
but
We get nothing.
Daddy was the one taught you how to throw that football, right?
Right.
Right. We the one taught him how to play the game. But
Mom
Yeah.
on Christmas, she gets a diamond necklace. What does Dad get? Brute by Fabergé.
Some socks. Yeah. Old Spice. We get Old Spice
Old
and
Spice.
socks.
That's
Yeah,
true,
man.
man.
We don't have no
Way
song. We have no
underappreciated.
song. We don't have no song. We don't get
Ain't
no
no
free
dear
drinks at the
father. Ain't no
bar.
dear papa.
Yeah. And we did Papa song. Nothing. We don't get nothing.
There is
Right?
though. There is. I
We got
forget who
Papa
did.
was a Rolling Stone. We got Papa was a Rolling Stone.
Right.
That's what we got.
Peace, Herbert. We got Papa was a Rolling Stone. What a
Carpenter,
bastard.
Oh,
peace, man.
man.
Happy Father's Day, Herbert Carpenter. Yeah,
Wow.
But yeah,
we get
I forget who it was, but there's an MC that did a father
LL.
song.
LL did one. It's called Father. He did songs called Father.
Okay. Yeah. I don't think that's the one I'm thinking of, but you're right, he did. But yeah, there is a couple. But yeah, man. So happy Father's Day, everybody, and we'll see you guys Monday. Hip hop and comics. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.